I'm sure you have a lot of memories throughout the year, so I'm kind of curious if there's maybe one in particular that just stands out, like whether it's an aha moment for a student or something unique that happened to make that is especially stands out to you, a connection that happened here that impressed you with your students.
Other than the one that I mentioned or said before, which was when my student virtually attacked the guide. It was the last day, and we were going to go to the FDR Memorial, or that bus was not going to the airport. So at that point I knew there was something in the pre-teaching that really worked.
And you said that was a student who necessarily wasn't
probably
so
my least motivated
yeah.
student that I had.
Yeah.
But he took ownership that was his spot, and so he was going
yeah.
to make sure he saw his spot. The others are just small little things. When students walk back from having seen, the Korean Memorial, and they ask some question about something they really didn't know much about, or just when you get kind of that look, puzzle, and then that, does that, and that to me, those are the nuggets of teaching. My goal in teaching is to fire myself from the process. So if you present things, share things, and then put them in front of it, and then they come back and when they're telling you things, you've succeeded in passing on an idea or concept to them. The other thing is I've done this long enough that I have students now who are in DC, who are working here, who want to come and talk to my former students. And so this is also a great eye-opening experience that there are jobs outside of the ones my parents do or the community that I live in. There are other careers and paths, many of which can take them through DC. So there's been kind of even a nice cyclical thing by coming for so long. And even before that, I had other folks speak to my students. It really opens their eyes up, developmentally, especially at late middle school, 13, 14. They're finally seeing just beyond their own fingernails. But it's a great time when they're first starting to see there are other things out there, and it's such a perfect time to bring them to a city where they can't not discover something in the museum. They can't not see a monument and be affected. Or they can't not say, all right, that's, that MLK gave a speech, I'm standing right here, I'm standing on the spot where MLK gave his I Have a Dream speech, and I'm like, there's a Lincoln Memorial. It's like, no, this is the spot where he gave his speech, and I'm like, okay, mission accomplished. There's something that they've connected with, and that can really vary. The other is confronting difficult topics. I have African American students that come, and we visit sites, that have a profound slavery or slave connection, which is everything in DC from the White House to the Capitol. And the ability to bring that out and challenge, I really like, in that it's not just a glorification of government and the three branches. To me, it's both a government awareness, but also a cultural literacy, sort of a cultural literacy in America for main pieces of art in the Art Museum, or key items in the Smithsonian, or just a general awareness that this is sort of a capital and a place that has ideas or things that could mean something to them outside of a book. So to me, it's a great tool beforehand, but my biggest pitch is pre-teach, pre-share, and have them take ownership of things, because then when they're on the trip, you'll see that as well. But it's a great time to bring kids to DC. I think it's a great tool as a teacher.